Begin life on two wheels. Motorcycles keep getting more powerful, more advanced, or more capable, and beginner bikes are not exempt. The beginner bike category gets new heavy hitters each year that offer competitive packages aimed to bring new riders into the fold. So without
time to get the old junk out. Oh. It's been some years, but hopefully it's still safe to use. Oh no, your visor's gone. Sorry I don't have U-Boot software, people, but we're at the Service Tasmania website and we're applying or renewing our motorcycle learner's license. So there is a difference if you have had your learner's license and let it expired many moons ago, or if you're just a new rider that's really starting off new. Well, there's two different applications, so they say. But before you apply, you must complete a learner's license knowledge test. So instead of doing it after the course like we used to, they make you do it first now. It doesn't cost you anything, so you just go into Service Tasmania with ID. You'll need your address on one piece of ID, so maybe get a bank statement or your Centrelink statement will have your address on it. Birth certificate, driver's license, that type of ID, government issued ID, and it has to equal up to 100 points, I believe. If you don't have your ID, they will not let you sit the test. Then once you pass your knowledge test, you can book your actual pre-learner's motorcycle course. And then once you have passed your course, you must have your learner's license issued at a service centre, which must be Services Tasmania. So I don't know why they don't just write Service Tasmania Centre, just trying to confuse you. So here it is. The type of learner's license you need depends on whether you've had a motorcycle license in the past. If you're a novice learner, haven't held a motorcycle license before, you must get your motorcycle L's and P's before you can get a full motorcycle license. Okay. If you're a non-novice learner, you've had your motorcycle license in the past, including a different country, cancelled or expired for more than 5 years, you must learn the Tasmanian road rules, which is that knowledge test. Pass the motorcycle road rules test, which is that test we just said we had to book into. Then it says undertake a check ride with an external driving assessor at least 28 days after you've done your pre-learner's course. Pre-provisional test, which is your P's, P1s, with an external driving assessor at least 28 days after your pre-learner's course. That in itself is very confusing. So do we do check ride or pre-provisional test first? It doesn't really say, but obviously we should do the check ride first because that'll give us the practice for the provisional test. And then you can attend Service Tasmania with your identity documents, the very first time they mention identity documents, to receive your temporary license, license condition attachment and photo license. So what you need to apply or renew, complete an application form. So this application form, they actually give you this when you go into Service Tasmania to sit the driver knowledge test. And it's got all your details printed on it. So I wouldn't bother filling this out and printing this out. I would just go into Service Tas, ask to sit the driver knowledge test for your motorcycle license. So, can I apply or renew? So you must be 16 years and 6 months old. If applying, you must have passed the learner motorcycle knowledge test and a pre-learner motorcycle course. If renewing less than 28 days after expiry, you must pass the learner motorcycle knowledge test and book and pay for your next stage of the motorcycle training program. 28 days after the expiry, you must have passed the learner motorcycle knowledge test, complete day 2 of the pre-learner motorcycle course again, and gain a certificate of competency. Okay, so earlier up above, it actually said anything over 5 years, you have to do all those other stages. And now it's saying 28 days after expiry, you have to do these 2 things. So please explain to me which one it's actually meant to be. You be the judge. Providing your identity, you must show, so category A is birth certificate, passports, driver's license, all that stuff. Category B, anything with your address on it. That was your Centrelink documents or housing documents or power, all that stuff. If you've changed address, you obviously need your new address on something. Change of name, I don't know anything about that. If you've changed the name, you'll know. And then this is the cost. And you can pay this way, which is very, you think they'd catch up and get some zip pay or some afterpay on you, considering how freaking expensive everything is in Service Tasmania. More information, if you wear contact lenses, L plates, all that stuff from there. And we're going to do a learner knowledge test first, because that's where we're up to. Now there is a practice session on here. So online practice test, highly recommend doing that, because when I went in to do the test the first time, obviously I failed, thinking, oh yes, I've got my driver's license, I'll get it. But the laws change and it was very different. There is some questions about your motorcycles on there, which one, Tasmanian road rules to study this does not have it covered. And there will be some things that you'll have to Google. So yeah, just go ahead, download this. There's no point in going into Service Tasmania and giving them, they give it to you for free. So this just goes over everything. It has some pictures and some writings and stuff like that for you to all go over. Take you about an hour to really read it, I reckon. Give it an hour. And it'll be very handy. Anyway, let's close that. And then we'll go to the online practice test. Mine doesn't work lately, but it'll look like this. Exactly how it looks in Service Tasmania when you go to sit your knowledge test. And then it gives you a help guide. These little cars are very hard to read. If you can't read the letters on the cars, they will have a colour code down here further in on the test. Start your test. Oh, there you go, it's going to work for me. So this is what I'm talking about over here. So if you can't read that, go to the colour code down here and that'll give you. So can car A cross double lines? Yes to overtake another vehicle. Yes to turn into a driveway. Yes to pass a cyclist if they do so. Yes to do a U-turn. You will go C, and then we'll go next down here. And we're correct. Anyway, that's the simple part of that. Now, once you've passed all this and you've been, they'll send a confirmation through to AGL training. So the course is a 2-day training and mentoring course, which includes important aspects of riding. It also includes an on-road assessment, and AGL training seems to be the only people in Tasmania doing it at the moment, making a lot of money. And when you go to the course,